We said we wouldn't ramble and we're rambling.
We haven't even started talking yet.
Stay in the shot. So we're going to do something really stupid.
What's today?
Today is Sunday the 19th of March.
2023.
And by next Sunday, that is going to be on the pan, which is...
It's going to be on this. It's going to be on this.
It's going to be on that ridiculous pan.
It's fantastic.
It is. So that is our pledge to you that we are going to get this thing on the wheels. And that means we're going to use a different transmission from the one that you want right now, just because the wheels are attached to the transmission.
Right.
So it has to go in.
Yeah.
We're not going to
absolutely end up coming out again because I don't want to actually use the transmission that's going in it.
Yep. There'll be no brake lines, none of that stuff really.
There will be brake lines, but
going to be on the pan with the wheels on. So that's a lot of metal work that needs to be done between now and then.
Yeah, and a lot of painting because I still want to paint the other side of the chassis too.
And we're going to put this out tonight online so that we're sort of obligated to make this happen, because otherwise it isn't going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen anyway. It's probably not going to happen anyway.
Have faith.
Oh, I'm so awkward.
So down here, all this was junk basically. So if you follow the straight line all along the block panel here, this section was basically pushed up into the car where somebody had tried to jack it and just crushed what little metal was left. So I've spent the afternoon cutting out that broken piece of channel, which basically follows that pattern there. But we discovered something, because the quarter needs to be welded to, and there wasn't a lot to weld to, so we did a bit of exploratory Bondo chipping. And yeah, rather like my Beetle, they've just sort of put bits of ship metal over other ship metal and attempted to braze it in place. So I'm now about to do a bit of exploration up the wheel arch and see how far this patch goes and what's underneath it and what we're going to need to repair and replace. The good news is we actually have that entire panel, which should save a bit of time. But for now, we're going to start chipping. Okay, so back on the oval, I've got my little stair steps doohickey in there to sort of fix the corners. Now we're starting to work on the end cap a bit. Before I can get the end cap in, I'm having to replace this piece of channel in here, which I've cut right up behind the heater inlet here, and then replacing all the way along the bottom. And this is obviously... Wait until I'm finished filming.
Well, I was hoping that it wasn't going to be already cross-threaded and it was just going to come out.
Yeah, but the noise is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was hoping it was just going to be a little... And then it wasn't. It ended up being more than that. So please, continue.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so I've got something to build the end cap against. So I'm trying to weld that in right now and hope that it's straight. It probably isn't, but you know, whatever. It's good enough for who it's for. Whatever.
Because that's the right one to use.
No, it's the wrong one to use.
What are
it's
you...
the shit one.
So I've obviously made a mess of things this morning. What are you making a mess of?
I'm doing the finger application technique of seam sealer because I broke the gun and this was all like dried out. So we just cracked the tube open and using... What did you say? Finger painting with seam sealer?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. It's sort of working.
It's working better than with a broken gun.
Well, I gave you the option of a nice job or the Dodge factory job, and I'm doing the Dodge factory job, which is to apply with a trowel. Or a finger.
Finger trowels?
Finger trowels.
Oh. I'm going to start undercoating over this before it even dries.
In this sharp metal tube. Tube. Going over sharp metal welds.
Right.
With 7mm nitrile gloves.
Well, whatever.
Well, look, my finger's getting longer, so it's sort of like a paintbrush at this point. So remember, kids, when you're doing spray painting and seam sealing, always follow the instructions. So, you know,
Now read the instructions.
45
exactly what you're ignoring.
45 degrees outside temperature with a chance of rain. And then immediately undercoat over the top of it without giving it a chance to even tack up.
It tacked up. It was getting harder to spread.
Yeah, it clearly tacked up. And then you can just break out all the heat guns you have and attempt to dry it out. This is why no one asks us to do paint.
People have asked us to do painting.
Yes, and this is why we said no.
What? Thoughts? Oh, too far. Good morning. It's the week that we're trying to get that on the pan, and Ben said let's have it done by Sunday. It's Saturday and he's not here. Great. I'm going to show you what I've gotten done and what he's gotten done, and then we're going to dive into it. But hopefully by end of day tomorrow, this thing will be on that thing with wheelie bits, and it's not going to be running or anything, but at least it'll be on the pan. So let's get into that, shall we? So a lot of what I've got going on today is just a lot of painting, suspension bits and steering bits and pedally bits. I've got the chassis painted. I've got some to still do back here. I've got to replace these end caps, but I'm going to at least hit the spring plates and everything. But I've got the brake lines in. I've got the chassis painted. I've got to assemble the front beam, which is that guy, after I clean everything up and paint it. I've got a stand-in transmission that we're going to put on just so that we can roll it around, and then hopefully I'll find a split case and put that in. But in between painting stuff, I've got some metal work of my own to do. Ben's still working on this side, but at least he's got the other side done. If you remember from when Rachel and I took the body off of this, I snapped some bolts off in the firewall down there. So I've got to fix that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I've got to fix that. So I'm going to start cleaning things and painting them, and then when I get to assembly point on the beam, I'll dive back into all the things with y'all. All right, we've got some backing plates drying, steering box, knuckles, all the arms. I'm going to start on my pedal assembly here. I think, because I'm still going to use all the wild colors that I have, I think I'm actually going to break this down and paint each pedal individually, including this guy and the base, and just do all different crazy colors. This has a ton of play in it, but I don't have anything else right now, so I'm going to spend entirely too much time cleaning this up and painting it for something that I'm probably going to end up replacing anyway. But I want it to look the part for the time being, so I'm going to, I'll tear this down, and then we'll primer it up, and when everything's ready to go, we'll start painting stuff. All right, we've got all the suspension components and the pedal stuff kind of primered up. I'm going to let that dry. I've got to flip that guy and paint some more, as well as the pedals and a couple of the other bits over here. In the meantime, I'm going to get this up in the air to start looking at the firewall to figure out what exactly I want to do with that. I've already dropped this body once, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. Okay, just to get it off the ground. I definitely definitely ruining the firewall even more. Okay, I'm just gonna use the magic of editing and say that I have this on the lift now. Oh, please don't fall. That's good enough. So the areas I'm talking about are right here. Let me see if I can hold this better, but there's plates in here that move around that these guys are on. So I think what I'm gonna do, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. We never really looked at that. All right, so I'm gonna start kind of patching this together. I think what I'm gonna do is actually close up these holes on each side, and then we'll do a test fit on the pan, and I'll mark where those holes need to be, and then I'll lift the body off again and just put some riv nuts in it, and that should hopefully be good enough, is the plan. Rachel's on her way to give me a hand. I'm going to have her start setting up the pan seal so that that can already be ready to go when this is all set. So I'm gonna start on this guy over here, and then hopefully she'll be here soon and we can start making some progress with the pan as well. I got Rachel set up doing the pan seal. I'm gonna start.
So I know because you are doing things.
Yeah, so you're just gonna angle it right up to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Great.
Yep. You just make sure you got it over the.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a pain in the ass to glue down because it always is, but.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And then when I do this part,
Yep.
am I ending it right here?
No, you want to go over that.
I do want to go over that.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mark this and start trying to bend them tabs up to cover that, and hope that everything lands where it needs to be. I think I made this corner a little fucky, so I'm gonna. I've just been assaulted. I'm gonna start trying to bend that up to cover that before I cut it and see how it goes. All right, Rachel did my seals. Punched all the holes in it. I might get to gluing this down today. I'm not sure yet. Might have her do it tomorrow. I did some very, very poor patching over here. So we're going to stop looking at that. Did a couple on the firewall. This one wasn't too bad, but still not great. I'm going to grind those all flat. But I'm going to let it cool first because grinding produces just as much heat as welding does. So I'm going to let that simmer for a bit. In the meantime, I'm going to get the beam ready to go on because I painted everything. Painted all my bits. And it'll be a lot easier to assemble all that when the beam is attached to something. So I'm going to tap. I'm going to chase all the holes here and chase the threads on the bolts to make sure that they're going to go in good, and put a little bit of grease on them and slap those puppies in with the beam, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how I can get this on the ground alone because it's heavy. So we'll see what happens. So I've got the beam on. I got to check the torque specs for these guys and make sure I'm at it, but boy, it looks a lot wider over here than it does over there, doesn't it? My eyes are starting to burn from that heater that I absolutely was not ventilating. Well, the beam's on and it is absolutely not bent. So let's assemble it. All right, let's put a transmission in it. Don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, it's leaking all over the thing. Ah, God damn it. So I just got to do the bolts in that guy, and then we can throw the wheels on and let her down. About it, we've only really been working on this for about 3 months, and it's coming along pretty good. Still plenty to do to the chassis, still plenty to do to the body, but it's really looking pretty good. I think we might actually have this thing back together by tomorrow.
Okay, so it is a couple of days later. I spent Saturday, which was yesterday, gallivanting around in the woods with some idiot friends doing fun stuff. And now I am back on this corner. The last time you guys saw it, I decided to go scorched earth on this thing and just cut out everything from the heater pipe back. And I managed to get that piece of channel in. And now we're going to work to basically replace the end cap here, bring the metal down and then tie it in to that flange, which is where the body sits on the pan. It looks like a lot of work, but because it's quite big pieces of metal, it should go fairly quickly. It's going to be less piecemeal than the other side. And I've got till the end of today to get that done with a little bit more work, and then it is going on the pan, on the wheels.
Stuff in that one.
Bit of DIY body alignment.
Yeah, that one
Way off.
way off.
Well,
Actually, both of them. Oh, this one's not as
that's
bad
not,
as that one.
that's not way off. Jesus Christ, I can see half the hole.
Well, yeah, if you look at it at the right angle, you can see half the hole.
Yeah, straight on, which is the angle in which the bolt goes.
Yes, indeed.
So,
yes.
what was it you were saying about, oh, we might have to hog out the holes on the pan. Well, we've only got to hog these out, and only by half the diameter of a
Yeah,
bolt.
I gotta go around with the paint pen and
Yeah.
see which ones
So
I gotta.
it looks like really there's only 2 big ones, and they're only half the diameter of the bolt.
Honestly, we might have to do this while it's on the pan, so
Yeah.
that we can actually see it.
Just don't want to gack the threads things if you go through.
Well, I was gonna use a barrel.
Oh, the drill.
A
The
barrel.
Dremel,
No,
yeah.
not a drill. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
nice.
I'll mark these and then I'll look at it on the floor and transfer the mark and then just do it from the top while you're finishing up that. Huh? No, I'm probably gonna put something else over it. Huh?
Killed your pedal.
You burn through.
No, I just put it in the wrong place.
You jackass.
It's fine.
Just fill it in it.
Yeah, I'll just gap it.
Gap it.
Gap it.
Got it.
All these glorious things are basically rivets with a thread inside, so that you pop them in, crush them down.
Oh, and then I can't even adjust it. Look at that.
Oh yeah, because
Because the metal I used is basically tin foil.
so that's now crushed up inside there, and it's got a thread inside it, so you can just run a regular bolt inside. These things are genuinely fantastic.
Yeah, I was against them for a long time, and then I've since been converted.
I used to use them building airplanes, and that's super useful. Oh yeah, that's. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think that's kind of been the This Is Now project. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Project good enough?
Sure. Yeah.
You can change it. That's the whole point. Is it's easy to do. It doesn't matter.
It's too late. I already did it.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks.
Oh, you're really taking that on.
Yeah. Isn't that what it's supposed to do?
No, it's just glue. It's not sealant.
Okay.
It is time.
It is. So because we planned ahead and chucked. Oh, we've got to move the arms.
Well, let's get it lower.
Yep. Drop it.
Okay.
It's
Drop it.
for the third time for the last time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to lift this thing again.
Yep.
Great. All right. Okay, so we push the arms out a little bit so they clear the body. And this is hopefully the last time for the meantime. This goes on. Something's going to crunch.
Yeah. I already know that the tins back here are going to be.
Oh yeah, because they twang.
Yeah, why'd they put so much there? I'm going to have to cut all of that out.
This is PFO.
Huh?
Previous fucking owners.
No, it's us.
Oh.
It's the bumper rails we put in.
Oh, it's the CFOs.
Yes.
That front is way. That's sitting on something. What is it sitting on? Oh God. Yeah, might want to get that up in a hurry. Oh, that was so close to coming off.
Did it lower the front?
That was so close to coming off. Yeah, that's, oh boy. You won't need to do much. There you go. Christ. All right, let's see if make sure those holes are lined up. It should be good fore aft.
this is going to be significantly more difficult to move around.
Yeah, do we want to get under there right now and check them so we can move it without having to lift the entire thing up?
Well, I can use the punch.
Yeah.
Walk it.
Well, let's have a look and see how close it is right now, and then go from there.
Here we go. So we're only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bolts.
Oh, okay. That's nothing.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry,
Well,
13.
we got to do these, but that's only because
yeah.
the lift arm's in the way.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna drop it?
Oh, yes.
Ha.
Ben's making me grease my slots.
Well, we said we would put it on the pan, and that was mainly a psychological trick for myself, where I give myself a completely fake deadline that's totally unnecessary.
Then you weren't here half the time.
But I feel like I have to stick to it. I wasn't here on Saturday.
That was half the time. I got most of the work done on Saturday.
Yeah, but that was the work.
Probably because you weren't here annoying the hell out of me.
That was the work that I wasn't going to do, because I did all the welding.
All the welding, he says.
All the welding that we needed to finish. And you're going to be here at 3 o'clock in the morning, slamming that door.
Why, everybody else in the neighborhood does it.
It's on the pan.
It's on the pan.
That was-
Mostly bolted in.
Yeah.
Only missing 13 bolts.
that-
Oh! And let's put the steering wheel in the column in, some seats, and we didn't bring champagne, but we can put root beer in the
No,
champagne glasses.
champagne is for the on the road.
Okay, fine. Then we'll put root beer in the champagne flutes and sit in the thing and
Cool.
you know,
Seats.
slap each other's balls.
Seats.
What?
Seats and steering column.
That was like the most planned thing we've ever done.
I'll say this and you say that and blah blah blah.
This is genuinely like the first time we're sitting in it.
I know.
They're closed. And I brought a handle so we can. This is,
Feels good.
well, you know, as good as it can. You know, it's on the. Why is the seat? The seat feels like it's doing this, but I think that might be the seat because it's missing cushies.
Or the pan just bending.
Shut up. That's better. I can see through the. Look through. All right.
The thing we were going to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's on the pan. It's Sunday at 10 o'clock. It took us about a week. It took us about 3 months and a week
3 months.
to put it.
We set a goal and we met that goal.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks a bunch. Couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, you couldn't have done it without me.
That'll do it for this particular
episode.
absolute horror show. But we're not done with the car, obviously. There's still quite a lot to do. We just wanted to get it back on the pan. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends. And we'll see you for the next
I'm going to go
shit
home
show.
and sleep for like 24 hours.
You're not going to pet the cat. Go home.
No.
Get out of my house.
Okay, yeah.
Get out of my car. Yeah.
There's no door handle.
Oh,
Well,
God.
you've got one. Give me the door handle. Thanks.
The church key.
Which one is it? That's it.
That's the
That's the window. Hang on. Hold on. I got it.
No, it's done here. You just live in that now.